machete, it becomes impossible to cut new memory pathways through the jungle. And that's something that our next guest knows only too well. Will you welcome, please, Don Powell from Slade. Great. Obviously, you can remember a drum solo, but it wasn't always that easy for you. What happened exactly?
Well, when I had the car crash, I was in hospital for a long time. Then I used to wake up every morning and just didn't know where I was, and I had to relate to a diary, sort of writing things and jotting things down so that I knew what I was doing the next day.
But it's really a sort of short-term memory for day-to-day things that's been affected.
Yeah, I mean, the long-term memory is no problem. I mean, when people could ask me things that went on years ago, I couldn't there's no problem, I can sort of spontaneously, I say them. And they say, well, how do you remember that? You're supposed to have a bad memory, but it is the day-to-day things I have problems with.
How does that affect working with the band?
It takes obviously a lot longer than usual, getting songs into my head. Yeah. But the thing is, with techniques nowadays, recording, we can sort of do it stage by stage. But when we are actually doing a concert, I have to have a list of the songs in front of me so I know what's coming next. Yeah. There's one time we were doing an encore, and we were doing a song, Squeeze Me, Please Me, but it was number one at the time, and we said, we'll go back and do Squeeze Me, Please Me. And I go, how does it go? How does it go? And it was number one.
What about when you're travelling on the road, staying in hotels? Does that confuse you?
Well, it's like sort of every morning in a different room. Because obviously when I'm at home, I can associate with wallpaper or like a vase or so-and-so, my wife. And but when I'm in a hotel, I can't relate to anything like chandeliers or wallpaper or anything.
Brings us back to those associations again, isn't it? Don, thanks very much indeed for coming.
No doubt.